Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this somewhat delayed morning message. Hope you guys are doing okay. I have really had quite a night for myself, and culminating in the video that I created yesterday, not being able to be seen. So I usually take that as meaning that message either isn't meant for right now, or it's something that isn't necessary, I guess. It felt a little bit to me like it was for another time. That's how I just felt about it. A fourth density, as we all have been coping with this year as we move toward the grand conjunction in December 21st, around the real true beginning of the age of Aquarius, and how it's impacting all of our lives. We are dealing right now with this Neptune retrograde. I want to talk about Neptune and retrograde. We talk a lot about Mercury and things like that. And yes, that probably has something to do with a corrupted video. But at the same time, Neptune is also about illusion, right? It's about how we are perceiving ourselves or our belief systems as right, or, others as, if they have different belief systems, as not right. So I believe the Neptunian energy right now is allowing us to sort of look at our own belief systems a little more in depth, seeing where things may be illusions for us, right? And so that can upend a lot of things. And for those of you on the twin flame path, all y'all are on the spiritual path. Okay, these are jumping out, so I'm going to take these. Right, discovering truth and breaking trail. There's some new revelations coming out, okay? And some of it for me has been about true transparency on this channel. Part of my journey is to experience my journey here in this sort of public way, as a way of, for me, it feels like, hey, you're not alone. Do you know what I'm saying? And not to take ourselves too seriously also, I'm some ascended master or anything like that. That's not helpful, okay? That's just not helpful. I feel like, one of the things that was revealed to me as I started this channel was who the hell am I to say things and make messages and share channelings I'm getting and things like that? Because I realized it really has nothing to do with me. I'm simply a vessel, a channel for information. And I have been, lucky enough, but I don't know if that's true, but definitely, jerked awake enough to trust that the messages coming through me have some kind of relevance for myself and also for other people. So, humbly, I share with you that channels are people who are just willing to tune into the station. Okay? So when that happens, and when the channeling happens to revolve around these cards because of my mission as a storyteller and as a communicator of hidden knowledge. The cards are not necessary. Eventually they will become unnecessary. Eventually this channel will evolve. We have been doing it more and more about education and being in the journey together and learning about what's happening and where we're going. And so right now in this moment, I'm not sure where the evolution will take this channel, but I'm willing to sort of roll with it, okay? So right now, this Neptunian retrograde until November, end of November, is, I think, challenging, but also deeply important, because it is washing away the illusion of any rigid belief systems. Okay, it's really doing that, and I feel like within the twin flame subset of the spiritual journey, that's how I look at it. That's how it's been shown to me. That twin flame is a subset, and that you can have these deep revelations. And I've heard other people who are on the twin flame journey, who are on YouTube and things like that. I've heard other people talk about this, and messages sometimes come back to you when you need them. And I remember feeling like, if I say something in year 3 that's inconsistent with year 1, then that means year 1 wasn't really true. And that's a very linear perception of how channeling works or how information comes through. The messages that come through whenever someone sees them, right? That's the cool thing about YouTube, is when you search and you can find messages, you can find readings or find channelings that, maybe I've done, 2-3 years ago. Same with other people who are channeling. You can, whenever those messages, whenever you can hear them. Have you ever had an experience of being in a class or being in watching a video or something, and it's sort of like, want, 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 like the words, you hear their words and you know the language and things like that, but it doesn't seem to make any sense to you until later on, until you're ready for that message. And I feel like that in that way, there's no duality of, well, I'm some kind of ascended master and everyone else is listening to me. Like, that's just, I don't like that kind of teaching. I hope I never come across like that, because that's just not, it is inauthentic to my journey for sure. Okay. So willing to share with you as things roll through my own experience of twin flame, with a rocking awakening over the course of the last 24 hours into realizing some things about my twin flame journey, and that my true twin flame was really, in my life in my childhood, which was a new piece of information for me. I wasn't really willing to go there until I could forgive myself for some things and allow it to. And so that's kind of a cool thing about the Neptune energy. I just want to say that to you, is that Neptune in Pisces allows for that sort of childlike exploration, right? You do have to tie a rope to your foot, though, to, bring you back into, not into the 3D, into the 4D, into the place of true transparency, into the place of where your belief systems around ego or anything like that. We all have ego. Sometimes it gets the better of us. Sometimes, it can be like, there have been plenty of negative energies I've noticed. I don't know if you've noticed this, but there have been plenty of negative energies circling around recently. And I've talked to other YouTubers who have the same experience. And that to me is just validation. It is validation of the idea that the spiritual path is one that is fraught with lessons for all of us. And it's also a way of seeing ego in other people. And so you can recognize it, right? It's not about like, oh, you're so ego. It's really not. It's sort of like, oh, okay, I get it. I see that. I see the energy. I feel the vibration of that. I understand that we're going into a higher vibration. Thank you. Thank you for the lesson. So let's do a little reading here. Faraway places. Enough of that. Choosing your path. I will share with you more about the twin flame revelations, and I might make a special video about it, because to me, if I wasn't for this Neptunian retrograde, where I'm seeing things much more clearly that were illusion, okay, in order to fit into someone else's paradigm of twin flame or something like that. So I urge you, whoever is watching this, if you're well, of course you're watching this because you're hearing me say this. I urge you to trust your own experience, okay? And I do feel that each and every one of us has a unique journey and something to share that can help another person, regardless of whether our journeys are the same or not, regardless of whether we're seekers, we're wanderers, we're, indigo children, crystal children, star seeds, whatever kind of, label you want to put on it. I think that's our third density brain just trying to organize things for ourselves, which is fine. Which is fine. Again, it's about not taking yourself too seriously. It's about realizing that that's a teaching tool for you to be like, okay, this is the vibration that I'm currently inhabiting, and what's the work needed. Someone also asked about a shadow work video. So I think I'm going to start doing some videos around these. And actually, Thursdays at noon on Patreon, I do a live where we answer a lot of Q&A around the spiritual journey. So if you're, so inclined, that's happening today. Links below for that. So right now what's going on is I feel like there's a lot of this discovering truth piece, even though this Neptune in retrograde can, for some people, feel more like illusion. Actually, what it's doing is wiping away the things that were illusion, okay? The things that you believed to be true, whether they're belief systems of your family, of your upbringing, of your friend circle, your life partner, your, in a bigger sense, our society, our religions, our philosophies, or anything like that. This is wiping away what we thought to be truth to expand, okay? And because the energy that we're moving into is about love. When in doubt, get into the energy of love. In my view, this is just my opinion, okay? This is my journey, and it is about, moving into that energy of love more and more and more. And what's happening when you do that, or when I do that for myself, whatever you want to create is what you focus on. So whatever your truth is, whatever you're seeing wiped away in your life, it's going to be replaced with something, and you're going to decide that. That's going to be your truth. And then that's the reason for the breaking of trail. You're creating the path. You're not just like, oh, I'm going to choose a path that's already plowed and already is, I don't know where that voice is coming from. That's my old lady English voice. And I'm sure it's a terrible accent. My apologies to everybody in England. Okay, so Monty Python. Okay, so you're choosing the path, but really you've got to break trail first, okay? And you see the circularity here, or the circularity, the chicken and egg thing here. In order to break trail, you have to choose it first, okay? And in order to choose a trail, you have to create it. And so that comes from this discovering truth part, okay? And this discovering the truth of what twin flame is and what, that's really about. That's really about mission. And I've always said that, but it's being opened up to me a little bit more right now. Okay, I'm really discovering a lot more truth for myself. This faraway places is get ready for new horizons. A lot of you are experiencing twin flame relationships that are at quite a distance from another person. Especially in this challenging time of COVID, I think that is an interesting card to get, because this is, obviously this is Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler deck, or Sacred Journey deck. And it's all about that. Of course it is. It's all about that. But this is even more about creating the path, creating the place. It's like a magical place. When you go to faraway places, when you go traveling, one of my favorite places in the world to go is Glastonbury, England. That's where I get a lot of my crystals and things like that. I've had people ask me, in fact, I had a nice conversation with someone earlier this week about the crystals and gemstones and what can be of service. And especially for empaths who, may feel very confused right now, or those on the path who thought they knew what it was and now being sort of upended by new information, only to realize that you are a leader on that path, and that the information is upending you so you can hack away at the brush and create a new path. All right, so for those of you who are experiencing this, much love to you, okay? I'm definitely right there with you. And I think that's part of my mission, is to experience this right here in front of you. So I am doing that. All right, so let's see where we go here. Yesterday was a twin flame reading. This is likely to have some kind of energy around that. The Neptune and Pisces energy. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, so lovers underneath, that's the energy of the connection between feminine and masculine. This can be about coming into union in general, or coming into union within yourself, which is necessary, okay, before you can really be any kind of leader, teacher, healer, guide, which a lot of you are on this channel. You really need to come into union with yourself. So that's why I've been talking a lot in the past few months about what it looks like to come into union with self, okay, which is about bringing together the masculine and the feminine energies and allowing some balance with these things, moving yourself out of dualistic kind of thinking, which is, we've lived in dualistic thinking, good, bad, light, dark, all of this stuff. Like I even said about negative energy, it's almost like gratitude for negative energy, because then you can see light, right? So, wow, Ace of Cups. Holy cow. Okay, stop for a second, Mary Jo. Here. This is setting you on a new path. This new information that's coming in is setting you on a new path. I see Sag and Gemini. If you're in my North Node class or you have taken it, you know that those two things are opposite energies, but meant to work together. Personal belief system versus a societal belief system in the Sag. The Sag is higher ed, higher learning, creating new theories of our experience on this planet, so you can break trail right here, so you can break trail for other people. Okay, Eight of Cups. Wow, Eight of Swords, Four of Wands, Devil energy. This is the other. So whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, I feel like the other is very tied into an old paradigm of relationship right now. Okay. I feel like there is karmic energy for them. I'm going to clarify that devil energy. I've seen it come up a lot in my own personal readings. As you noticed with Charlie the other day, he was looking right at that. He was like, oh my God, devil energy. That looks like a bad card, right? Dualistic thinking. Eight of Swords. Of course, I'm the one thinking that, not Charlie. Charlie's probably an ascended master for all I know. That would be awesome. Tower. Tower. Absolutely. Becoming the wise leader. Two of Wands. So the dualistic thinking, the earth-based stuff around this polarization of, there's some kind of dualistic thinking around, well, earth-based karmic relationships bad, twin flame good. There's this again, where's that voice coming from? So this is duality, and what needs to happen here is a balancing of these two things. And I feel like the universe is bringing that in with this Temperance energy, Sagittarian energy. This feels to me like 4 weeks or within Sagittarius time. So we are in Scorpio time right now, or moving into Scorpio time. Yes, we are this week. And okay, so this Ace of Cups and Temperance energy is where we're going. And I feel like there is a lot of, the universe is at times sharing these things to you. So some of you may want to sleep all the time right now, and some of you may have a real trouble sleeping, staying asleep. The things are coming into you. The downloads are happening. That's definitely what's happening for me. That, the person you think is your twin turns out not to be your twin, is a karmic. The person you think is, but again, it's like, oh, not bad. It's like that person teaches you so much gratitude for that. Okay. And also, by the way, it's the work you're here to, part of the work you're here to experience and learn from. Okay. So when this kind of dualistic thing shows up, and this could be for divine masculine, I feel, that the dualism of this twin flame is so amazing and karmic energy is so bad. It is pulling apart truly what the journey is here. It's pulling apart the nature of what you're here to do as a twin flame, and what you're here to do as the collective, and what you're here to do on the spiritual journey, which is realize that everything holds power for us. Everything holds learning for us. Everything holds experience for us. And I know we've said this before, but there's some reason I'm really feeling it right now. I'm really feeling into that energy of like, wow, what I thought was the journey, okay, the paved road, somebody paved it for me, is now requiring me to break some new trail. And I feel that's why you're watching this too, okay? We're getting the gift of all these retrogrades preparing us for the December 21st movement, the December 21st age of Aquarius. And it's like coming into union with self, so that you can expand yourself in the world. Okay, some of you are going to be gaining a lot of new information fast. This is I experienced this in the middle of the night, and I always experience those towers in the middle of the night because I do believe that my brain and my ego are still pretty strong, and that needs work. Okay, that needs work. So those are some of the things I'm working on around my own journey. I feel like the universe, this is Archangel Michael, okay, and he is the keeper of the twin flame. So he is actively at work bringing in this new beginning, okay, and switching some of you off the path that was the most, Robert Frost poem about two roads diverge in a woods, and one I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That has been, my personal experience. I got a huge spirit chill on that. So you might want to read Robert Frost. You might want to read some poetry, read some, see some art, do some dancing, do some expanding into the creative, right? The Neptune and Pisces energy, really allowing yourself to play. I think grown-ups have forgotten how to play. Okay. And, that's one of the gifts of little children in our lives, is to see how play works and to remind ourselves of it. Okay, so this is Archangel Michael reminding us of the dualistic nature of how we think about things and sharing new insights with you. Ba-boom, okay? Bringing in new insights for you. So for those of you who have, I'm going to say, felt like, oh yeah, I got this twin flame thing. I know the path. I know everything about it. And I'm going to, shame other people who don't know about it. Or who I determine, which is the height of arrogance, who I determine don't know about it. That's really ego at work. It's really ego at work. And that's something to be grateful for whenever you experience someone who is on that path, or if you see that in yourself. You can now that you are in this, if this is resonating for you, now you can be like, aha, okay, I see that's where I'm experiencing some ego. And that's important for me to recognize about myself. Okay. Right? Like there's a little bit of that. And this is about bringing it together, a new decision. The Lover's card is a card of choice. Okay, when we choose our partners in this life partners, friends, whatever relationship it is, we choose it, okay? And this is reminding you that this spiritual gift of twin flame or of relationship in general is about choice that has happened before you incarnated here. So, the task of being on this third density planet, this, I've heard some people call it reform school, is a way of you recognizing the new path, the true path, the new path, the one you have to break for yourself. Okay? It's almost like not coming from a place of, I'm standing here saying, truly look inside for your own path, your own trailhead, your own, what is true for you. And then allow yourself to be in whatever mission you're here to do. And regardless of how other people term it or how other people talk about it or whatever, okay? Regardless of how, you might have friends around, you're like, that's so woo-woo. And you're like, I'm sorry, that's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here, okay? So blocks that need to be overcome. Okay, so this jumped out here. I was looking at the devil energy, and there is something that you might have put a lot of time and effort into that may come out as not as either a betrayal or a heartbreak. You might have been sorry. You may have been thinking, and I've said this for a couple of weeks, thinking that a person who is your twin and they're not your twin. They are here for a different kind of experience for you. Okay, and that might there's 10 of Cups. That's the experience. Sun. Wow. So these are, when I was shuffling, these are blocking the true relationship, blocking this joy of childlike abandon and higher vibration, everything. Queen of Wands is about drama. You can feel that some of you can feel that twin flame is just a lot of drama. Okay. And, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to focus on a soulmate and things like that. For some of you, that soulmate energy wanting to go into more 3D, okay, than previously required of you. Like, oh, I've been on this spiritual journey. It sucks. I'm out, right? Like, I don't know where else to go. So I'm not going to say downshift. I'm going to say move over into soulmate territory and kind of rest. Okay. Kind of rest. And I feel like some of you might be in that situation where it's now time. The universe is like kicking you in the ass a little bit. It's now time to get back on the trail. All right. You might have lost the path. And so it might have gotten grown over by weeds. So you're going to need to open it up again for yourself here. Okay. Yep. Actions and advice for you. Actions and advice for you. Page of Cups, Knight of Swords. So there's some anger around this. I can feel it from you when you're watching this. It's a healing anger. That's the message I'm getting. It's a healing anger. Hierophant. It's almost like, well, I don't know what to do then. This is what I think I'm supposed to do. And so there's this anger at resisting okay, I stepped off the path and into a soulmate relationship. And now I've got to blow that up because I'm getting more downloads. I'm becoming more awakened. I'm stepping into this energy of vulnerability. Fourth density is a lot about true transparency, which is absolutely this card. Okay. And this is not true transparency. All due respect. This is more about this is the hierarchical thing that I'm talking about here. I am the true teacher, leader, healer, guide, and anybody else is usurping my territory. It's very egoic. Okay. This is very egoic. And what's becoming of this situation is, what do we believe the right thing to do is? Well, how do we believe we can move forward in a Taurian kind of way on a third density? It's not going to be about hierarchical structures anymore. These are the things that are going to fall. And Aquarius is the rebel, okay? But Aquarius is also the societal, the holder of societal expectations, norms, whatever. The Aquarian believes in all of us working together. I've said that since we started the channel, that one of the things that we're here to learn is that we're here to help each other, shared resources, things along those lines. Not really sure what that would look like. Now, people have accused me of talking about like open marriages and stuff like that. I honestly don't think that's true. I think we each have to still come to those understandings or awareness. And I think twin flame experiences in union are, in many ways that I have seen, are about true transparency and freedom. They're not about creating some kind of structure like this, but they are creating some kind of idea structure. So it's not a physical structure, right? Maybe not living together or something like that, but it is like a shared vision of where we're going between the two twin flames for their mission. All right, let's see where we go here. Messages to you from your higher self. 9 of Wands, looking right at that devil energy going, that's a lot of work to break trail. I would rather go on the path that's well traveled. Roads diverged in a wood, and I chose the path less traveled by. And it has made all the difference. Okay? You can get off and rest. And I think that that's real for a lot of us. I think sometimes we find ourselves in like cul-de-sacs. Sometimes we find ourselves sort of losing the thread, losing the plot, right? What's needed is balance. So you're balancing the devil energy and the lover's energy there. The devil energy can feel like no choice. Okay, that's why we call it That's why there's this dualistic idea that it's a lower vibration, which of course, in a 3D way, you can say, of course it is. Yes, it is an Earth 3D kind of, and it's also in religion. It is also something that is feared. It is also this energy of being having no choice. Whatever it is, it's kind of like your living hell kind of thing. That's the place to look for your teaching or healing. That's the place. So when I was in high school, I remember a short story, and I think I've mentioned this before, about two drug addicts who were in a car at 100-degree heat, 85%, 90% humidity. Oh my God. Going through the Lincoln Tunnel, and there's huge traffic jam right in the middle of July. And that's there. By the end of the story, you realize that they had crashed and died, and this is their living hell. Okay. And it was just like, oh, wow. Like that. I remember that. That had a huge impact on me because it was making some sort of societal judgment on their choice of lifestyle for sure. But it was also about we create our own hell. And, addiction in many ways, which the devil represents, can be about our own, sort of succumbing to our baggage, sort of, sitting this one out, abdicating. And in the spiritual journey, that can become a place of pain if one is staying there too long. That's why I teach the North Node and South Node so much, because the South Node, if you sit in that, it's the comfort zone. It's all of that. It's the place where you feel, most less challenged continuously. But if you stay there long enough, you're going to get the tower. Okay, the universe is going to push you, especially if you have a mission that is required, and you all are on this path of creating your own path. So maybe you're getting some kick in the ass right now. Okay, messages to you. 4 of Cups, yes, 4 of Cups and 6 of Pentacles. Emperor, 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups. So some of you have been staying in your karmic place, okay? Staying either with a karmic relationship, or your true twin flame has stayed in a karmic partnership too long. This is balancing it out. They're likely to get the tower here, okay? And I got this 4 of Cups and 6 of Pentacles. Again, a hierarchical thing about money, but it's also about staying too long in the cul-de-sac. 4 of Cups is very much a stagnation energy. So Aries energy, cardinal energy of taking action, you could be dealing with an Aries, is going to come back around. This person, this twin, is going to go through a tower moment. Whoever this twin couple is, there is going to be a tower moment in which shared resources are going to become important. So you may be the one who is helping them, or they may be the one who's helping you. Okay? In some way, shape, or form. That's interesting. But they're coming back around. There is, obviously in the twin flame connection, one of you can feel like they're enslaved by this twin flame connection, because it's like, oh God, this is such a pain in the ass, right? Like you feel that way. And I can see that here. But some of you could be seeing a karmic relationship, and twin flames are karmic relationships. Don't get me wrong here, okay? They have a subset of the part of the mission that is about obviously healing and cleansing, and all of that is actually very important. It's not a subset. It's very important to the mission. So the other partner who's maybe not awake right now is becoming awakened. So where are we going here? 9 of Pentacles. Death. There's the Scorpio energy, transformation. Death, devil, power. Lovers, High Priestess, the Sun, Aquarius. This is very, very kind of amazing here, okay? So there's going to be, wow, okay. So you both are, after this tower, okay, there's a tower coming through this twin flame collective, and also this twin flame couple. So, the collective is about accessing the template and the twin flame originals and all of that. I don't like that disparity, but so I'm not really going to talk about it right now, maybe for another video. But tapping into the twin flame journey, because that, again, that's hierarchical and I don't like that. High Priestess and Nine of Pentacles, much more even territory here. Each has found their own independence, one spiritually, one financially. If this is about you coming into union, there can be some kind of trap around materialism that is got to be blown apart, okay, or trap around something, an addiction or something along those lines. So becoming more awakened, more aware, and becoming more stable. So it's not like, oh, you lose all your money or something like that. It's about how you're looking at money or how you're using materialism. Is it a selfish way or is it shared resources? Is it for the benefit of the mission or not? Okay, that's an important distinction, because I feel like sometimes we're like, oh, money is the root of all evil. That's not the saying. It is the love of money that is the root of all evil. And that goes to avarice, that goes to selfishness, that goes to those kinds of things. That is what that statement is talking about, okay? So now that you get blown apart and into this stability and into this awakened awareness around stability, there can be new choices made to bring two of wands there, and transformation can happen. So I feel one of you, whoever is in this twin flame mission or couple that is not awakened, is going to get a big blast, because the universe is working it. Okay, the universe is working it here. All right, so now we're moving into this reaching out period. There's going to be a message that comes through that changes the game. Okay, that changes things. It's in divine timing. I know y'all hate that. It's in divine timing, but it is a message of love. Queen of Cups and new beginnings that is going to create some kind of physical connection, union, however you want to term it. This can also be about shared resources or living together, or if not living together, then a new vision of how money works or how resources are being allocated so that it can support the mission, support the journey here. Something about that. I mean, I know we're moving out of how we've been doing things around money, financial, structures all are going to be shifting and changing. Maybe the move more into cryptocurrency, the move away from the haves and the have-nots into a more balanced kind of new earth. Okay? So this, I'm going to say, this, I definitely see here. I see Sagittarius. I see Capricorn. I see Pisces. I see Scorpio, Aries, Aquarius, Lovers, Leo. I mean, Taurus. There's just everything here. Libra. There's just Sag and Pisces again. So this can be about the union of a Sag and a Pisces, or a fire and a water sign. There can be that on a very basic level, but I don't really feel like this is necessarily about the signs as much as it is the energy that people are embodying. If people are embodying this heavy 3D energy, okay, that's the thing that's going to get blown apart. The heavy 3D energy, not because, oh, money is how do I say that? It's just a different way. It's no longer looked at the same. I'm going to say that now. There's a lot more to discuss about that. But it is about shared resources. I'm definitely feeling that. There's going to be a need for that, shared resources. And that can happen after the Great Conjunction in December. It could be something that's happening in between. Four of Wands, here is the timing card. So up until now, this person you're dealing with, I feel like, has been like this. Has not really felt their feelings, not really felt the feelings of the twin. And that's the thing that's getting blown apart. It's opening up their heart chakra. It's for some of you, the twin is having a heart chakra awakening. Past life relationship. Pay attention to red flags. Yes. Reconciliation. I think that's the message of this whole reading. It's about reunion and the chemistry that is created. It's not just the physical chemistry and sex. It's not that. It's the chemical reaction that happens from a reconciliation of twin flames that is bringing things into higher vibration. And that is being pushed along by Archangel Michael right here, okay? That is being pushed along. This is nothing like the reading I did for this morning. This is why this reading had to take place right now. Okay? Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Innocence, you and your loved ones are safe. You're on the right path. So don't fear the tower, the devil, the death energy. It's about attachment, about releasing attachment to ideas, belief systems. That Neptune in retrograde energy is really, the illusion of things that I thought were on my path, and moving you onto the path, the road less traveled by. You're the one who is going to be breaking trail for that. So get ready. Okay, this is a preparation moment. That's why this reading had to show up. This is a preparation moment for really getting a lot more downloads, y'all getting a lot more downloads, a lot more opening up and awakening to. I feel like those of you who are thinking about your twin flame, there is going to be a real awakening for this person. It could have already happened, but the transformation into union still has to happen. Reconciliation. And there's something about March. I don't know. I've been seeing this over the course of this winter and into March. There is something that is going to be radically shifted. And right there at the winter solstice is this grand conjunction about Jupiter moving into Aquarius, and then in aspect with Pluto, Saturn. These aspects are very, very powerful societally. And Neptune in retrograde till the end of November, and then Mars being in retrograde in November, coming back direct, but Mars will still be in Aries until January. So that's again that moving backward thing. The I'm so sure I know everything kind of emperor thing in retrograde right now. They don't know nothing. Okay, they'll be like, wow, I thought I knew what was going on. I guess I don't. So it's about humbleness, about being willing to open to the information that's coming in. Okay. Well, there you go, my darlings. I hope that was worth waiting for and helpful to those who watched. I feel like, I know Colleen's going to hate me for saying this, but I do feel like journaling is going to be really important. Write your experiences. Write them down. You can help other people that way.